Okay, welcome to episode 12.
Toot, toot. All aboard, because this train's leaving the station.
That's good. I like that
one?
better than Vroom.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I did like that.
And it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
More of a trip, I would say. You don't ride the train. You take a train trip.
I mean, are you tripping right now?
Man,
I'm
I'm
sober.
off my face.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never drunk before, never done drugs. I thought episode 12.
That is pretty off-brand for you.
Yeah, well, you know, I just thought I'd come straight out of the gates, try something a bit light, a spoonful of heroin straight into my veins.
Yeah, right.
Before we start.
You feeling good?
I think I might die.
Yeah, okay. Great. But this train is departing.
Yes.
And hope you guys have a ticket.
Absolutely. And you know what else? It's a bloody steam train, isn't it? Hey?
Damn it.
I told you guys.
I hate that I set you up for that.
I've hired a steamer and I've steamed my half of the curtains. So I bet you guys can see how non-wrinkly. So from this point
Well, I was about to say, and
onwards,
you can't tell.
You can. Look at this line of wrinkles on
For
your
audio
side.
listeners, imagine, like, I know people are probably thinking, wow, there's probably one half. No, I didn't mean they don't need to hear the steamer. I just meant for audio listeners, I'm trying to describe what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is
Perfectly straight curtains on my side.
Wrinkly curtains on my side, definitely.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll give you slightly less wrinkled curtains on your side. The fact that you're still steaming it after spending 20 minutes doing it before the show shows that maybe you shouldn't have cheaped out and bought a $20 steamer.
Well, you
from
know what,
Kmart.
mate? If you rent this from me, I could use the money and upgrade.
Well, absolutely.
And then I'll let you rent that from me. So that's really my plan.
After seeing the results of your side, there's no chance I'm renting that off you.
Well, you're just going to... And you know what? The comments agree with me, okay? People in the comments have had enough of your wrinkly curtains.
No one really cares.
Debatable. They've been attacking
and
you.
I think there'll be a lot of comments under this podcast, and maybe we'll get a few emails going like, I'll be honest, guys, could not tell the difference.
You so can. Look at this line that goes all the way around.
Yeah, it's artistic.
It's not artistic. It's autistic.
Curtain.
All right?
No,
you need to
you're,
fix it.
well, you are for caring.
We're being specific. That'll be my side.
Yeah.
And that's the side you really want to be in. Join this side of the spectrum, mate. $21.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Geez, you haven't really sold it to me. I'll see how heated the comments are.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to get
The
too
people
much
are going to
shit.
be with me.
Maybe. I think maybe a few of the, couple people on that side of the spectrum might be with you. But
Well, if we're being honest, that's all of my fans. So that'll be like 50% of the comments.
and all my fans probably will just be watching The Bachelor and not this. So
True. But yeah, mate, so $21 for a day's rental. What do you reckon?
I've already said no.
Yeah, but my strategy to sell you is just keep asking you until you...
Oh, well, you
give
can
in.
ask me every episode if you want.
All right.
Great.
All right, stay tuned for episode 13. Luke will start us off with a different noise, and I'll start us off with asking how much money he wants to spend renting my thing.
Maybe if you discount it, we'll talk.
Hey.
Happy to negotiate,
Hey,
not
man.
for $21.
Okay, what have you been up to, Luke?
Yeah, not much. Was I supposed to have something planned?
Yeah, man.
Dude, my life's so boring at the moment. We were
You haven't been
talking
doing
about this
anything.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been editing so much. I've just hired on a new editor.
That's good.
Right, which is
your
good.
first editor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Keelan's, you looked up there and like, where was my invite? You work 5 days a week.
What, do you want to work 10 days a week, bro?
You looked at me like, man, I've been here all along.
Bloody betrayed me.
You could not work more.
I could work on a Saturday.
No, do you want to?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Here's the thing, though. The problem is that Keelan can't work for Luke because both of you can't spell. So
Oh, yeah, we
normally
do need to
I'll
address
catch
this.
your spelling errors a lot, right, when you're doing editing. But if you two work
dude.
together, Keelan would spell something incredibly wrong, and Luke would be like, yeah, looks right. Or he'd be like, that's wrong, and then add in like a number.
No, here's my problem.
Yeah.
I go, that's wrong,
Yeah.
and then don't change it. And go, oh, don't care. You know what I meant? And this is what we need to address. Tuesday's podcast, riddled with mistakes. And that's my fault. Not Keelan got nervous then.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
Really? Why?
The sponsor
Oh.
hats.
Yes.
Oh.
That's right. I remember this.
So for those who listened yesterday, these sponsor hats are happy new sponsor. This
Yep.
is not how you spell sponsor. And obviously a few people have
I
pointed it out
can't
to us.
believe it that you spelled sponsor wrong. And I didn't. I just trusted you.
No, this is how
Mistake.
dumb we
Huge
all are.
mistake.
I want to talk about this.
We all. I didn't read it. Okay.
Yeah, you
I
did.
pointed it out. It was
When?
I was the one who brought it to your attention
After
at the
the
end.
show?
After the show.
Why didn't you do it on the show?
Because I thought you guys were going to make fun of me for my bad spelling, and I was going to use this as my defense.
Okay.
He was just using it as a weapon.
Man, I spent 3 minutes making these before the show, looked at it, actually thought, I don't think that's how you spell sponsor, doubted myself, and went, well, I can't be bothered to remake it.
And you know what's bad is you didn't spell sponsor wrong once.
Yeah.
You spelled it wrong
Three
three
times. Yeah.
And I think that's probably I'm going to take responsibility for this because I should have read that and I didn't. I was like, yep, Luke spelled something. It's probably correct. Put it on my head.
And
I look like an idiot.
Speaking of sponsors, bloody thanks to the kind people at Nobby.
Absolutely. That was a good segue. We forgot to write it
So
down.
smooth.
But hey, how organic was that? Nobby.com.au. And you know, the best thing about Nobby is that you can talk for so long about how good they are while your friend pulls up the stuff that you have to read.
You want to know? do you want to, like, okay, let's just not read anything. Let's just do a purely organic.
So you don't want to read that
sponsor.
you've just pulled up?
No, shh.
Oh.
They don't know what's on my screen.
Oh.
I'm playing solitaire. So, it's a Mac. Damn it. That was a bad
You've messed it up.
Does Max have solitaire? Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Well, it is.
The point is, he's
Nobby
playing
Underwear.
solitaire.
They're the Undie Club. Okay,
Hey, look
and
at me while you say it.
subscription underwear
look at me the whole time.
delivered monthly for $20.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great. You know what my favorite thing about Nobby is?
Yeah.
My favorite thing is
Look at me while you say it. It's a flexible subscription.
Flexible subscription. You can
Change
or
or cancel
at
any
any
time.
time, and it's really great. They're $20 a month for
Yep.
your undies, and
And if you want, you can experience the power in your pants and try the Undie Club today at nobby.com.au. And we weren't told to say that. This is just kind of like, obviously they're a proud sponsor and we're
Yeah.
happy to have them on board. But I'm wearing my Nobbies again, different pair.
they
today.
sent us a few pairs.
Yeah.
I'm also wearing them. But firstly, check out my belt, and then we'll look at my undies.
Oh, look at you
I'm just
flexing that Gucci
flexing.
belt now
Yeah.
that we've got a sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I finally paid off that belt that I bought 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, every time I wear it, people go, "Oh, I can't believe you spent money on that."
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I've got it 3 years ago. Every time I wear it, people think that I just got it. It's like, what, you reckon I would spend that much money on a belt and then just like wear it once and then throw it out and get a new one?
No, people are just saying in general, why would you pay that much for a belt?
No.
Yeah, that's what people are
I've
saying.
seen the comments.
No, people are saying, why would you spend this much money on a belt? Right, and I agree. You bought that before you could afford it. Now
Absolutely.
you actually might be able to. Comedy's going better.
Yeah.
You know.
But I bought it before I could,
I think
and
you
I stand
bought that
by it.
before we were on radio.
Yeah, I think so.
This is a terrible purchase.
And you know what? It's been holding my pants up really
How
well.
many Gucci items do you own?
Man, let's...
I'm giving
talk-
you a chance to
Which
flex.
Nobby is paying for this, and we're talking about another brand, all right? We're not
It's
here-
not a good ad for them. I'm saying it's a bad purchase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if Gucci want to sponsor us, maybe they can
Definitely
can
not
flip-
going to.
No, they won't. They could afford it.
But we thought, right, because someone's trying to break in.
Someone banging on our.
They
on
heard
the
about my
warehouse?
belt and they want to get in.
Yeah.
We thought, right, with Nobby sponsoring our podcast, they've given us some things that we have to read, like nobby.com.au, whatever. That's cool. But they've given us a
And
lot
that's
of
where
freedom.
you go to get your subscription underwear, which
Yeah.
you can cancel anytime. And I know
for
that.
$20 a month, and it's really good quality. And I would know because
you can change or
I've got
cancel
really good
anytime.
belts. I was thinking, because they've given us so much freedom, right? Why don't we just really up the freedom here? How do you think we should promote Nobbies?
Yeah.
If you have an idea, because they've sponsored us, right? Not for 2 episodes, for 3 months.
Yeah.
Right? They've sponsored us for 3
months. It is a
months.
12-week sponsorship.
Yeah.
And look, we can keep telling you guys to join the Undie Club and stuff, and that's
Yeah.
great. But we want to make this a beneficial partnership, and we
Yes.
want you guys to get behind Nobbies just as much as we have, and they've
Yeah.
got behind our show.
That's right.
So the best way to help us is, how do we promote Nobbies?
Send us an email at lukeandlewis5.com of how you think we should promote the underwear brand, and we will read out your suggestions. We will do some of the best ones, but not only that, we'll also probably do some of the worst ones for a laugh.
Well, see, what I've noticed about our show is most shows would just go, we'll do the best suggestions. But because our suggestions are usually so bad in our inbox,
None of them can really be described as best.
good. So we kind of
Or even good, yes, you reckon.
We're kind of forced into a weird position where...
We have to pick between average to moderately
Yes.
good and horrendous.
Yeah, so hence why some of the intros at the start of
Yep.
the earlier episodes got played. The Grand
Yep.
Theft Auto thing, terrible,
Horrible. But that's
often-
all we had.
Often a guy, and I'm happy to name and shame him. A guy named Chicken Imp always emails us. I reckon
Emails
we get
us.
6 emails a week,
Yep.
and I'll be honest, Chicken or whatever. Is that your first name? I don't know.
Mr. Imp,
Mr. Imp.
fuck off. We don't like your ideas, okay? In fact, I know that you weren't going to go this hard, but Chicken Imp, fuck off. Don't email us anymore because I have gotten 5 emails from you in the last couple of weeks. I got to be honest, I turned notifications off because I saw Chicken Imp for the 5th time with a shit idea, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck everyone's idea. Chicken Imp's ruined it for all of you.
Oh man.
So Chicken Imp, go away.
Wow, that's brutal. I feel like now I feel like I need to read an.
Stand by it. I know that you guys think that might be a
Yeah,
bit brutal,
but
but
you
I'm
know what?
standing by it.
Now we're gonna get so many emails from Mr. Imp this week. Just like, and now he's gonna be like, "Oh, hang on, guys, here's a good one. All right, here's
No, you have no good ideas. Your fucking email is Chicken Imp.
I'm trying to find one of his bad ideas. I mean, they're all bad. I can just.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay.
10?
He sent 12.
12
12.
emails. Okay.
Hey, fuck off. You know what your emails are? This is what they are. Big stinking poo farts. Every time I open up a Chicken Imp email, this is what I read. Just shit. And it smells like shit and it sounds like shit. It probably tastes like shit. Go away.
This poor,
That's your emails, mate.
this poor guy listens to our podcast every single.
And you know what?
Oh man. He suggested that we have a joke segment where we just tell jokes.
Oh, that's
Is this the guy that sent us a joke to tell on stage?
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He sent
No,
us.
don't say-
I won't say the joke. He sent us a joke, like a joke that he took from the internet that was mega racist, not even funny, emailed it to us, and then went, "Hey, mate, I know you're going on tour soon. You can use this joke as long as you credit me." Like I would get on
Okay,
stage and be
yes.
like, "Hey guys, welcome to No Slide Season. Thanks for coming out to the show. Now, first up," and then I pull out my emails. "I've got a joke from Chicken Imp.
And
I
then-
didn't write it."
Sorry, Mr. Imp. Thank
Mr.
you very
Imp.
much for submitting. We don't take joke submissions. When
No.
has a comedian ever taken a joke submission? It's like every comedian's worst nightmare is you can use that if you want.
Nah.
Well, I don't want.
Don't want. Especially if the person saying that hasn't even written it themselves.
Yeah.
Like, for all we know, he could have jacked
Oh,
that from another comedian.
It was. No, it was from like a joke website. I read
Yeah.
the joke. It was like, yeah, what's the difference between a and a? And it was really offensive. Here's an actual email we got from Chicken Imp, which kind of shows you how justified Lewis's
Begin.
was before.
Yeah. Okay.
What is okay? So he sent this in for the thoughts segment.
Okay, I can read it. Read it. Do you want me to read it? I'll read it.
I got it. What is my purpose on this earth?
Ooh.
Then you guys, so that's his thought is, what is my purpose on this earth? And then he said, then you guys could laugh and say how dark it was. Then play the sound. Sent. This is the worst part. You ready? If you thought this
Hang on.
email, no, wait. If you thought this email. If you thought this email couldn't get any worse, sent from my iPad.
Oh, fuck. He's sitting there on his fucking iPad typing up 10 emails a fucking day of the worst ideas ever and then going, send, yep, the boys will love that one. Fuck.
Oh man, what were we even talking about?
Oh, yeah, if you guys have ideas for how we should promote Nobbies and you're not Chicken Imp, send them to lukelewis5.com and we'll use them, all right?
Woo.
Chicken
Yeah.
Imp, thanks for supporting the
Thanks
show.
for supporting the show. We really appreciate
your
it.
passion. Nothing against you personally. Just delete your email account.
Yeah, and your iPad.
Imagine typing in an email. Oh, I've got to write the boys an email. Pulls out his fucking iPad. Boom.
Dun, dun, dun. I think we're the only people who hate iPads this actively. Anyway, yeah, nobby.com.au. They're the Underclub. Go get them. Thanks for sponsoring the show.
Yeah.
Lewis, speaking of thoughts, is it time for some thoughts?
Yeah.
Or do we need a breather after that one?
No, we can do thoughts.
Okay.
I think it's a good time for the thoughts segment.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the thoughts segment is, guys, these are just thoughts. Well, how do you even explain it? These are thoughts.
Well, we've had a lot of adaptations of this segment over
Yeah.
the years where it started off where I was just bringing things I'd thought of for the show. Because, often I'll just have they're not even comedic ideas. They're just they're just thoughts.
Yeah.
So we've generalized the segment now.
Yeah.
And this is where we play some relaxing music, we settle in, and we just speak our minds for
It's
a few
like
minutes.
one sentence, intriguing thoughts of, I've never thought about that way before.
Yeah.
And we just have a little bit of music here as well.
And do you know which one it is?
Yes, it is. It's the blue one. And
But
this
play
is
the opener first.
there is no
It's
opener.
just the...
It's just...
There we go.
Okay.
We're doing a lot shorter openers now that we're not on radio.
Yep.
Would you like me to open one? Because we have a few submissions.
Yep. You go, and then we'll go to...
Okay, this is my thought I had this week.
Yep.
Humans are pretty gross. Like, as if we invented nachos. It's pretty gross. We just covered chips in cheese and added some sauce, and we're like, that's a meal.
It is pretty
Nachos
gross.
is pretty gross when you think about it. They're delicious.
I think Mexicans made... I bet... You know what? I bet Mexicans didn't even make nachos.
No.
I bet they made corn chips and then beef and cheese, and then Americans just
Put
mashed
cheese
it
on it.
together.
I just think the addition of cheese on an existing thing that isn't good for you.
Northern
Americans
Mexico.
have a habit of doing this.
Oh, they did invent nachos?
Yeah,
But is it like what we think nachos is, or is it different?
Doesn't matter, guys. It's
Doesn't
just
matter,
a
guys.
thought.
Oh.
Do you have a thought?
Why does Chicken Imp keep emailing us?
That's peculiar.
We haven't replied, used, or liked any of
We
them.
actually did use one of his earlier. We used his Adam Sandler. I think he was the one about the... Yeah, that was actually pretty good. That one.
That was pretty good.
Maybe someone hacked into his iPad because that was the only good thing he said. Well, you'd think out of 10, one would be good.
Yeah.
So we have a few from you guys. This one's come in from... the first one is from... Oh, okay, I'll do that at the end. The first one is from Chris. Chris said, guys, I think Keelan felt relieved to get a 1 week ban from thinking. And it's true. Last week we banned you from this segment because you kept copying thoughts from
You
Reddit.
stole a thought from Reddit, shower thoughts.
I'm banned from this, so I won't.
What do you think about that?
Oh,
You're banned from
Stop
thinking?
talking. Speaking of clearly off Reddit, can you stop the music for a sec? Here's ones we're not accepting. Okay, This one came in. Have you ever realized that the shovel is the first invention that was literally groundbreaking? Have
That's
you
from
ever
Reddit.
realized that we can tell if they're from Reddit?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yep.
It's not really a thought. It's
You
just,
didn't think of that? If you didn't think of it, it isn't a thought.
No. so back off.
Couldn't say it any simpler. Did you think of it? Yes. You thought of that. So it's a thought.
Yeah.
Did you think of it? No. You're Chicken Imp.
Back to put our thinking caps on. Great. This next one comes in from Cameron. How do shitters in a submarine work? I wonder if they're similar to the ones in space stations. Now that's a good
That's
thought because
a
I brought up
great
submarines
thought.
last week in this segment. And he
Yeah.
must have kept thinking about it and being
Yeah.
like, wonder how they poo.
And you can tell that's real because only an Australian would call them shitters.
Exactly.
It's not on Reddit.
No.
What do you reckon they do with it? But can they... Because it's not like...
It's like a boat.
No, it's not like a
It's
rocket.
A tank. So boats, you shit on a
They
cruise
must- yeah.
ship, right?
But spaceships can shoot the poo out the window.
Do they shoot the poo out into
I think they
orbit?
do.
So this is their poos orbiting around our Earth.
Yeah, I think so. I
Neil
might be wrong.
Armstrong's shit is just floating around the sun.
Yeah, but you couldn't do that
That's sick.
with a submarine because water would come in, whereas when you shoot something out, nothing comes in because there's nothing in space except Neil Armstrong's poo.
Well, maybe you could shoot it out in the bottom of the ocean. I don't know, just a thought. This one comes in from Tate. This one, quite interesting. Not sure if he's got it from Reddit, but I'll give it to him because it
Okay.
could have been an original thought.
Okay.
Isn't it weird that there's all these buildings on the world, but the world has stayed the same weight?
This one almost got me, but then I realized that buildings are made out of the world.
Yes.
So-
So we get materials from the ground.
Yeah.
We mine.
It would change
metals
weight if we got
and
it from
stuff.
the moon or something.
Yes.
But I did think of this as interesting.
Humans have made the world heavier.
Where the weight is. No, we haven't.
Yeah, because we kept
No, we
having sex and then
No.
creating more and more, and then humans weigh
No,
more than the
because-
Earth weighs.
Because we're all made out of atoms, and there's a finite, I might be wrong, there's a finite amount of like matter, right? You can't create out of nothing. Like humans are essentially created out of food and energy that we eat, right? And all of that food comes from like nothing's, that would imply that humans come from nowhere.
We do, like
So,
pretty much nowhere.
This
like
is a very
sperm.
deep thought.
It's like a sperm.
Yeah, but I feel like,
And I would argue that I weigh more than a sperm.
but to grow, you would consume way more than your body weight in food. So
Yeah, but I
even-
poo out that, then that gets decomposed.
That's it, guys. Are
man.
humans extra weight? I don't think they are.
Yeah. Don't know.
But what is interesting is that where we build would change the weight displacement. So weights move from next door.
I wonder if the world has gotten more heavier since dinosaurs. Anyway, we'll do one more for this week. Hamish, actually, he has two thoughts, so we'll do two more.
Okay.
Hamish said, I have two thoughts for you guys. Firstly, if you consume non-toxic paint, would your piss/turds be coloured?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you shit red if you have too much beetroot.
I know that you
so-
can buy edible glitter that makes your poo sparkly.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you shoved a cookie cutter up your ass, would you shit shapes?
Oh, you would.
Probably. If you found one.
Positioned it right. I don't think you would have to put it in your ass though. You could just poo into it.
Here's a thought.
Yeah.
How large is Hamish's butthole?
Just putting. Here's another thought. If you put a shape cutter in your ass and then drank a bunch of paint, would you come out with red stars?
Depends if you put a star-shaped one
I
up
think
your ass.
even if the paint didn't work, it'd definitely come out red.
Well, there you go, guys. That's thoughts for the week.
Well done.
Interesting.
That was good.
Few things to
I'm
think
actually
about.
fascinated about whether or not the Earth's gotten heavier. I feel like it hasn't.
I don't know. Someone let us know. I want like a really detailed comment or a really detailed email explaining what we just tried to articulate but didn't
I
get
feel
there.
like we don't come from. That implies we would come from nowhere.
We kind of do,
I-
man.
I had an observation over the weekend.
Yeah.
Can I?
Hang on. Are you trying to jump
You're-
in
I
to
feel like
the
you're
thought
trying to
because you were
loophole.
banned?
It's not a thought. It's an observation.
Yes. So I think that's okay.
I feel like you're loopholing. I'll allow it.
But if I think at any point during this it becomes a thought, we're banning you for 2 weeks.
From observations
So,
as well.
Okay. all right.
Are you okay with that?
Sure. I think you guys will like it, though, when I get unbanned for it.
Does this observation end with a question mark?
No. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you just change it then?
Okay. So I was watching Shrek over the weekend.
For the millionth time this
Yeah.
week.
Okay, so you know how at the start Fiona is quite slim and slender,
Yeah.
and then at the end she's wearing the same dress, but she's quite big and fat and tall. How did the dress grow? Like, how did the dress not rip?
When she goes from being a human to an ogre.
Yes.
That's a thought.
That is a thought.
Absolutely a thought, and that does end with a question mark because you said, "How
Oh.
does?" That is a question. Banned for 2 weeks.
That's it.
Not even going to talk
Exiled
about it.
from this
Exiled.
segment.
Sorry, mate.
I thought that was a good one. That
It was.
It
Yeah,
was good
it
for
was.
the thought segment if you just waited 1 week.
Yeah.
But now you have 3 weeks will have gone by before you can participate in
Okay.
the thought segment.
That's like a footy player who's been suspended, coming in, doing a great mark and a great kick, kicking a goal. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, that's great, mate, but you were banned and you weren't supposed to be playing.
okay.
So, yeah. Yeah.
I just
It's against the rules.
thought about that the other night and thought it
You
would
thought
be good.
about it.
You
See,
thought
it was a
it
thought.
There we go,
There we
busted.
go. That was a thought. Okay. What did we want to talk about?
Speaking of Keelan,
Yeah.
we need to address this. Keelan, last week we set you a challenge. We had,
Yeah.
and by the way, I guess I can't be talking here, but there's been a lot of mistakes on the show lately.
Yep.
Yesterday I was much to
See, I
blame.
reckon I'm the only professional person here. My curtains
Oh.
are straight. I don't spell things wrong.
I did quite well though last week.
Last week you did it right.
No,
I did it, yeah.
no, the day in which we uploaded that podcast, you made 2 errors.
Oh, really?
In one
No,
show.
I made one error.
No, 2.
What was the second?
Yeah,
okay,
so
well,
the first one, you spelt the title wrong of the episode. So we got a comment.
One.
How did they not notice that the title says, "Can we win trip Thailand?"
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. yeah. So I had to
What was
go
the other mistake?
change that. You also put the thumbnail on that podcast of a different podcast thumbnail. So if you actually
Of the
click
wrong-
into it, so on the
Oh.
Tuesday's episode, I was wearing a grey jumper.
Yeah.
The
Right.
thumbnail was me wearing a blue jumper.
Right.
But it was from a different episode.
Two
and then
mistakes.
someone
Jeez,
said,
you're getting further and
'cause someone
further away from
commented-
this chair we've promised you. What was it? A month of no
well,
mistakes?
I read it. Yeah, we're trying to get you to do a month of no mistakes, and then you can get a new chair, which
Yeah.
you do need.
Yeah.
But we were
And which the funds are available for, thanks to Nobby.
Yes.
So the chair's ready, waiting for you.
Yep, but you
Just
couldn't
have to
even go
earn it.
literally 24 hours without making a mistake. And not only that, you did a double whammy. And I read that comment going like, oh, because we asked you guys, and thank you guys for pointing it out, because we don't notice these things. I didn't notice either of them.
If anyone makes a mistake, none of us notice. And you guys are consistently the only people that actually notice. And then we all just bully each other for it afterwards instead of just trying harder.
Yeah.
Which would make more sense, but
It's a
doesn't.
flawed system, but who cares?
It's the only one we have.
Yes. And I went and looked at the thumbnail. So I read the comment going, oh, the thumbnail is wrong as well. And I was like, no, it's not. These people are stupid. Then I was like, it took me 3 looks at it. I saw 3 comments before I went, no, something must be wrong with it, or 3 people wouldn't comment. I was like, oh, this is from a different episode. You didn't notice it. And then I was like,
See, I did something even worse. I did the same thing. So I saw the comments and I looked at it, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh, he's already fixed it. Good.
But he had it.
But he had it. No, I just didn't notice what was wrong with it. I actually got an email
I
about.
didn't know how that happened.
I was gonna try and fix it and then delete all the comments, but I didn't.
You can't delete the
I-
comment. You can't erase evidence.
Didn't bring
can,
my
and
laptop
it-
home, so I wasn't able to do it.
You can't delete comments of people calling you out when you make mistakes.
How's the
because-
way he came in at the start of this going, oh, I had a great week, off to a good start. You off to a terrible start. But the Thursday episode, there were no mistakes. Now, people are trying to nitpick you, and I wanted to have you back here.
Even you look surprised. Luke goes, no mistakes. Gil goes, oh, really?
You were like, are you serious? People were trying to go, oh, this is a mistake. I think the audio at the end of the episode stopped 1 or half a second before the episode ended, and there was half a second of black screen at the end. I wouldn't say that's a mistake.
No, we'll
that's
leave that. That's
Probably
probably
the
Final
editing
Cut.
program or
Yeah.
whatever. And like, people are really trying to nitpick. Keep doing that. I want you guys to fine comb
You
Kieran's
fine
work.
comb, and then we'll decide what we let
Yeah.
go.
I haven't made a mistake since
Well, it's been a week.
2 episodes.
No. Oh, Tuesdays you might have. I don't think we've processed that
we
yet.
haven't had a look at the
We haven't even had a
We'll
look at the
see.
comments.
We'll see. And then maybe this one. But, you know, if you get away with this episode, you'll be halfway through. So you only have 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
I got an email,
Oh, no,
actually.
you'll be 3. No, he's only done a week.
No, but so last week he's sweet.
No, he's
no,
banned
wait.
from. So he starts
1
again
week.
next Thursday.
Oh, that's
so he's
right.
now, if he gets today's episode right, it's a week.
That's week 1.
Week 1.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
So
Yeah.
3 left. Okay.
Yeah.
I got an email.
Don't fist bump. You've done a quarter of what not even ask, what we expect.
It's not even a special request. It's just don't make mistakes.
It's like we're asking for the bare minimum. And you're like
Ooh, that's a bit-
celebrating.
Oh, fuck.
That's funny.
I got an email from a listener about this, and another issue that keeps coming up is that the listeners can't spell Keelan's name correctly. Now
Yeah.
we've never spelled it for you because we find it amusing how all the different attempts, and we've seen.
My favorite one was Kylan. It was like
Kylan was good.
Kylan.
I've seen Kyle. I've seen Keilon, like Keilon.
I had one bloke message me going, anyway, tell that Keelos bloke or whatever he is. Like Mexican Keelan.
I got this email. This is my favorite one. G'day, Luke Lewis and Keyring. Keyring. G'day, Luke Lewis and Keyring. You seem to be having some trouble with spelling, and I'd like to help. Feel free to send me any big words you're having trouble with, as well as any titles or text for upcoming videos, and I will happily sort it all out for you. Hope to hear from you soon. Your friend, Richard Dick Shonery.
Keelan has a simple mind when it comes to humour sometimes.
Anything with poo or dicks, Keelan will lose it.
Every day when we do our...
Do you not know that Dick is like short for Richard?
Yeah, Richard, like, but his first name was Richard, right?
Yeah, but he put Dick in brackets, like that's as in for short. Dick for short.
Oh, okay.
He thought his last name
Is
was
that
Dick.
less funny?
I thought it was
but there
funny
still
that his
are.
name was Dick.
No, there's a comedian called
Oh.
Andy Dick, isn't there? Like, there still are people with the last name Dick.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
No,
only funny 'cause
Keelan
I
thought his
it was
name was
Dick
like
Dick.
Richard Dick, so Dick Dick.
Oh, okay, that is
which would be
pretty
pretty
funny.
good because you could call him Docking for short.
Yeah, but that's a good nickname. Yeah, every day when we do like mic tests for every episode we come in and we go, all right, mic's on, test before we start. Every day Keelan makes a D's nuts joke.
So we
and he
go
thinks it's the
test.
funniest thing in the world.
We're professional. We just test.
What
the
was
sound.
today's one? Oh, do you like Wendy's?
You like
Or-
Wendy's, yeah. And then
Yeah, I like Wendy's.
when these nuts hit your face.
And Keelan, he's not laughing now, but he was crying laughing.
Be honest, that's your highlight of the day, right? Like that's your
Yeah.
favorite part of working for us is telling D's nuts jokes during sound.
We
check.
have a
My
whiteboard up
drive
here.
here, I'm like, oh, which one am I going to do today?
That's why he makes so many mistakes.
We have a
He's thinking about
whiteboard.
D's nuts.
Yeah.
jokes.
Up in the warehouse, and there's a section, and you've just written D's nuts. And one day I was like, "Did you write that?" And he just pissed himself, going, "Oh, you noticed?" And I was like, "Yeah."
It's so good.
I guess we can't talk. We still say my name, Jeff, and cry laughing. So
True.
it's on the same level.
I want to take it back to when you guys were talking about my mistakes.
Yeah.
I think I should get a week of leniency because you spelt sponsor wrong.
It's a fair point.
Hang on. So if we make a mistake now, does that make him like void? Like does that dismiss what he does? Just because we?
I say, right? Luke
But
made the
I
mistake.
I'm not trying I'm not trying to get a new chair. I've got a great chair. I'm not trying to. That's why I'm not working hard around here. I've got what I need, so
True,
I
we're
don't
not-
apply
We're
myself
not really
anymore.
trying to earn anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, request denied.
Hang on. If I have a mistake-free month,
Yeah, you lose.
no.
Okay.
Steamer.
I like that.
I want that steamer, man. I want straight curtains.
Well, what constitutes a mistake? Because
Often I drop facts that are wrong, information that's
all right.
wrong, and I do it quite regularly. I think I will never have a mistake-free month.
okay, I'll allow it. Right. So if Luke doesn't say anything incorrect for an entire month, he can use Steamer for free, or you could just fast track the process. $21, 24 hours rental. You got to make a $30 deposit, but that's all good. It gets refunded when you bring it back undamaged, and I'll inspect it.
This is a scam.
No, it's not. It's just a regular rental company.
And what covers is like, well, yeah, what?
That'll be in the rental agreement, which will be given upon, which you'll read through and sign.
Will not sign anything if you've written it. Sounds incredibly dodgy.
Man, we'll talk about it later when you're renting it.
All right, is it time for one of my favorite segments?
Which is this?
Mike Goldman's Instagram likes.
Oh, absolutely. It is
Can we
definitely
do that?
time for that. Let's do it. Pictures of friends. A cat wearing a hat. Commenting she's a keeper on a friend's photo with their girlfriend. Landscape pictures. Heaps of chicks in bikinis. 3 dogs. A couple more bikini pics. This is Mike Goldman's Instagram likes. That's right. It's time for Mike Goldman's Instagram likes. If you don't know, Mike Goldman... he used to do voice acting work for Big Brother. We talk about him frequently on the show. You guys aren't allowed to interact with Mike Goldman or tell him that he's on the show. We're just trying to talk about him as much as possible and see how long it takes for him to
figure it out.
organically realize by himself without anybody telling him.
Yeah.
And I got to say, so far, no one's told
He's
him.
not hit us up, and I guess we kind of started talking about Mike Goldman because we kind of have crossed paths friends with him a little. Like
You've met him. I've never met him.
I met him a couple of times. One
Yeah.
time, I've told you the story. I just rocked up to a hotel room and I was just in Mike Goldman's hotel room for like 3 hours.
It's so weird.
It
What were you doing?
Oh, we were like
Liking
with Josh
bikini
and
pics.
Sam. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, Mike Goldman is like, he just comes like really
I didn't know
infrequently
who he
into
was.
your life and never into mine.
Yeah. It's so weird, and I didn't know who he was. And our manager, Josh, he had to explain.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he's the guy from Big Brother. And I was like, I didn't really watch Big Brother that much. So I
And the
forgot.
segment ideas come around because
But he's a great bloke.
He's a great bloke. He's a
Awesome
great
dude.
guy. We're not making fun of him. We're just checking out what he's liking on
We're
Instagram.
just really-
because he liked a photo of that Keelan
That's how it
did for
started,
some
yeah.
reason. When he doesn't follow Keelan, they've
follow
never met, different states. This is before Keelan was working
And it
with
came
us.
up on my
Yeah.
feed it's because I follow Mike Goldman. So then it came up, like now on Instagram you can see like, Mike Goldman and whatever others liked this.
Yeah.
And it came up on one of Keelan's posts and I was stalking you
Yeah.
from 3 weeks ago, which I guess was no one ever really questioned why I was looking at pictures of you from 2018.
It's strange.
I forget why.
Quite strange.
I think I was looking for a head to Photoshop or something. Anyway, so yeah, then that started. Now we've done it once now, but now
Every
every
couple
now
of
and
weeks,
then
we just check in,
we just-
see what Mike Goldman's liked on Instagram.
I've
What have you got,
I've
Luke?
had a little bit of a gander this week
Yeah.
in the explore section.
I did it last week. Luke's had a look this time.
He's liked a very confusing photo, and we may cut this out of the podcast. Don't know.
Yeah, so if this gets too weird and personal,
Yep.
you won't know what he's like.
Yep.
What is he like?
Uh,
I don't know what it is.
So he's liked a pic from that
Yep.
says, "Be nice and kind to everyone you meet, but have a plan to kill them if you have to." And it's a picture of something that says "Thank you and blessed," and then a gun below.
That's so weird.
I think it's a joke post,
Sure.
and I think it's a fake gun. Doesn't look like it though.
that looks like a real gun. Where's the guy from? Is he American or
Don't
Australian?
know who Matt Schneider is.
Because if he's Australian, he shouldn't be posting that. He'll get raided.
Mm.
Very
No,
s-
it's from the company called Tactical Walls, so it's definitely a real gun.
I think that's real, or it could be a fake gun. Can you Google
It's
tactical walls?
so this is what the photo is for the people listening. It's there's like things you can buy from Kmart.
tactical walls.
Oh, is it a fake gun?
No, that must be a fucking safe that you put in your wall. And then intruder
shit.
comes, you hit the button and pull it out of the wall like James Bond and kill them.
Yeah, it's home defense and safety concealment systems.
That's real.
Yeah, I think. Well, Mike does. No.
Jeez, I think we better be nice to Mike Goldman.
No. Mike's been over to LA recently, so I reckon it would be an American.
Yeah.
I have noticed from his Instagram that he's been doing some stuff in LA.
Right.
So yeah, but it says those things you can buy from Kmart where it
Yeah.
says like grateful, thankful, blessed, and it's got flowers on it, and you just buy. They're like pictures you can put in your
Weird
house.
thing to put
so
on
it's
top
that
of your
above it,
gun
and a
wall.
gun. And I think it's a joke. It's saying like it's funny. Isn't it ironic that there's I think we all get the joke.
Yeah.
Don't have to explain it. This next one that he's liked a picture of a girl standing next to a rusty tractor with the caption "Rock me, mama, like a tractor wheel."
And she's wearing very short shorts and
Yep.
bit of cleavage. Good on you,
Yep.
Mike Goldman.
Yep. So and he's just supporting local modeling, and I think that's great.
Always a big fan of tractors
Yes,
and wheels.
one of the
or
two.
song lyrics, whatever that song
Here's
is.
one, not technically a Mike's likes, a Mike Goldman like, but Mike Goldman started following Ian Thorpe's account this week.
That's pretty
Australian
good.
swimmer.
Ian Thorpe. That's a strange time to begin following Ian Thorpe.
Most people would have got on the Ian Thorpe train maybe like the 2000 Olympics before Instagram was really a thing.
I'd say there's 3 peak moments to follow Ian Thorpe. Olympics, when he had the controversy and the little freak out
Yep.
that he had, and then also when he came out as gay.
Yeah.
3 moments that you should follow Ian Thorpe. About, 3 years after the last moment I talked about?
Yep.
Interesting time to begin following.
And this final one we'll do is a picture of just 2 guys. I'm not sure who the guys are. I think the guy's account is Gianni someone. And the caption is written in a completely different language. Is that French?
Oh, I know that guy. He's an old dude and he just dances on boats. He's like a millionaire. He's like
Gianni
Dan
Lucovici.
Bilzerian vibes.
Oh, it's Gianni Lucovici.
Yeah.
And is it written in French?
I think he's Italian.
So I'm not sure if if it's Italian. Yeah, I'm not sure if Mike Goldman speaks Italian.
That was your first mistake. You said French. Is that French? No, it's Italian. So.
No, I said, is it French? And you said, no, it's Italian. So I was like, well, I'm glad I
It's
asked.
your first warning.
I didn't say, It is French.
Okay, it's your first warning.
No, it's not a warning because I just corrected you. So that was your first mistake, and you better watch yourself.
Well, I have nothing that I
Consider
want.
yourself warned.
I've got nothing that I want. I'm living a very minimalist lifestyle. I'm very zen at the moment.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, you got your Gucci belt, your steamer, so zen. Very minimalist.
Jeez, I wish I had
You
a
are
Gucci
wearing
steamer.
so many luxury items right now. You have expensive shoes on. You have a Gucci belt, and you have that weird necklace that you've never explained that people always ask about.
And it won't be explained.
All right, and I think we'll end it there. There's a couple more. Oh, actually, this is a good one. We'll end it here.
Yeah.
He liked a post that is a Big Brother reunion that happened with Fitzy and a couple of the ex-Big Brother contestants on radio this week. 15, they spelt years wrong, which kind of shows you the intelligence of an ex-Big Brother
I was
contestant.
going to say that's
15
like,
years since our series of Big Brother. Crazy. To celebrate our dysfunctional anniversary, we did a wrap-up of the week on Nova this morning, and Mike Goldman smashed that like button.
You know what's funny is that, like, Fitzy, love him and he's super successful, but, like, he's the only one that, like, made it through Big Brother with, like, a good job.
Yeah.
So, like,
Chrissy
that
Swan, killing it,
Chrissy
man.
Swan.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
On
She was
Nova.
in it.
Chrissy Swan also has a job on Nova.
True.
Isn't
But,
Gretel,
like, that season, though.
Gretel.
Was she from that season, Chrissy? I'm talking from that season.
Ah.
So, like, that would be, like...
There's a few of them doing
So
quite
Fitzy's
well. with it.
gone, hey, guy who works at call center and guy who works at cafe, do you want to check out my $1 million studio that I'm making from the series? It
Yeah.
could be like a reunion, and we
Yeah.
can work. You guys can work for me for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's so good, just rubbing it in.
Yeah, and Mike Goldman's still doing well. So, you know, he was the host, though.
Yeah. He
Think
wasn't a contestant, I'd
Wait,
say. It's different, and he's still working in entertainment.
We're talking not that we're talking about it, but let's talk long-term Luke and Lewis goals for a second.
Okay.
What if a goal would be to get a photo of me and Mike Goldman,
That
and
would
for
be
Mike Goldman to like that photo?
You really want to meet Mike Goldman. You are such a fan.
Yeah,
You
I actually
always
am.
do this.
I actually am.
The last time you did this, you were like, guys, wouldn't it be crazy if we just got a KFC sponsorship? I would totally hate that.
Just throwing shit out there. You know what you should really focus on? Just getting a chair.
Yeah.
But
if you do 2
I
months
think-
without mistakes, we'll make that an official goal of the show.
2 months.
Yeah.
2 months, again,
It's not a special thing. It's just don't fuck up.
you're like, guys, you're asking the
No,
world of me here.
I do like that idea,
Yeah.
but we can't do it because that violates the rule of Mike Goldman's likes, because then that will be us reaching out to him. So if we're going on to it, if he comes to my show without me asking,
Yeah.
organically, then that's fine and we can do it, but we can't, I don't think we can ask.
Yeah, he still weirdly hasn't inquired as to why the Luke and Lewis account follows him, which is so
Because
strange.
he's noticed.
He noticed.
Because we follow him, and he was like, oh, great, I'm one of 4 followers, and then just didn't
As if you have
investigate.
no second questions. Like, why am I on par with Reese Maston and both of you in context of your show?
Yeah.
Very peculiar that he didn't investigate further. But hey, that's Mike, man, and he's a busy guy.
He's
got
out there
stuff
liking.
going on.
Got stuff to like. And
Yeah. He's got tractor pictures to like. So good on him. And that was Mike Goldman's Instagram likes. Hope you guys enjoyed another successful segment.
Well done, everyone. I thought that was great.
Mm.
Luke, I have you been keeping up with? You've been keeping up with Jake Paul.
Oh, man.
Tana
so
Mojo's
funny.
wedding.
It's so funny. Like, Jake Paul is one of the people on the internet who I guess maybe isn't as relevant as perhaps he was in 2017.
Yeah, I'd
But
say so.
You know, they really like peaked. But I would say like he's one of the only people that I actually still half follow because I'm fascinated by his life.
Yeah, if you don't know, so Jake Paul's Logan Paul's brother. They're daily vloggers doing that YouTube stuff, and he just married, or he says that he's gotten married to Tana Mojo, who I'd say her vibe is she's like a storytime YouTuber.
No,
who then
she does stuff for
transitioned-
MTV.
She started off as a storytime
I don't even
YouTuber.
know what that is.
Where they just tell stories, right, that are made up. I explained it as a storytime YouTuber is someone that has so many exciting events happen in their life that they have lots of stories to tell about catastrophes and things. And in their story, they're always the victim, but in reality, they're just a bit of a cunt.
Right. Yeah.
So
okay.
that problem, the problem person, right? So she was a storytime YouTuber, and then she kind of transitioned into like embracing trashy and embarrassing herself almost on purpose for clout and for attention, and it's
Yeah.
really worked for her.
And Jake Paul's done that before. He kind of Vegas married that Erica girl, Erica
Yeah.
Costello. and
he
his
did
ex.
too.
So he kind of like pretended to have him married there, and then I think he saw the views from that and was like,
I could
"Sweet,
do
that
this
worked,
properly."
and I could do it properly." So they like hired out a mansion. I'm pretty sure they faked a fight at the wedding.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
looked like. It looked fake.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it shows you that my brain is incredibly teeny because I don't eat this shit up, but I do still. I like it's kind of a hate watch. I'm just curious. I'm like fascinated by actually
kind
how
of funny.
gullible their audience is.
I like watching it like as a third party, watching the dynamic between him and his like really young audience.
Yeah,
and
that's what I love.
Because it's obvious that it's incredibly
Because
fake.
we're like the same age, I think.
Yeah.
And I think anyone over the age of even 17, 16,
Yeah.
anyone over the age of 16 could watch a Jake Paul video and be like, there's something off about this.
It's clearly not all real. It's staged.
It's a reality show.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's the reason why it is weird is because it's played off like this is my life and you're following.
And this
like,
is real.
And he lies in a way and I guess goes like, I just want to be honest with you guys, but does like 3-month arcs that are based off a massive lie
yeah.
while claiming, and that's
Like he definitely hasn't got married because he would have so much more money than Tanner.
Yes.
You would never risk it by
Well,
actually getting
you could
married.
sign an is it an annulment and stuff?
That
What's it called?
that was your first mistake.
Yeah, damn.
Done.
You could sign
Just got banned
a
from
what are
the
they called?
steamer.
A
A prenup.
prenup. that's
Prenuptial
it.
agreement. Annulment is just getting the thing annulled.
Right.
But prenups aren't foolproof. People are working out. Like, it's like you can't sign a contract and then
Well,
sign
it doesn't
another
matter because
contract.
there's no way they got real
Yeah,
married.
anyway.
And it's kind of awkward for Jake that the people around him couldn't even keep up the lie.
Yeah.
Because like Logan and stuff I sometimes watch his podcast. I've weirdly become a fan of Logan Paul.
I like his podcast.
I really, mainly his podcast. I don't really
Yeah.
watch his vlogs, but like his podcast is great. They have great guests.
Mainly because he has
entertaining.
the two other guys to
He's still kind
smooth
of-
out
yeah.
his shitness.
Yeah, I think he's somewhat.
He's smart in the
Interesting.
sense that he's surrounded himself with people that take the edge off and like complement his weaknesses, which is
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
have to do.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is great. But yeah, even the people around him were questioning it,
Yeah.
which shows you that they are a little more genuine
Yeah.
than Jake is. And Jake's coming on their show going like, I don't, and he's like
Totally
made merch.
real.
They made like a Jana Forever merch, like a merch
So
line
smart.
based on their relationship. Who the fuck is wearing around a couple?
Man, 10, 11,
Jana
13-year-olds.
Forever.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you look at the comments, I just looked at, before this, we talked about this, I went on his channel.
When
and-
they get it, like in 3 months when he does the truth about my divorce video,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Throw it in the bin? Burn it? What's the point of that jumper?
I
What's
don't
the point
know.
of that hoodie?
Memories of, like, shit that you used to like.
Yeah.
Like, that's like all those posters that people have of, like, boy bands that they don't like
Yeah,
and
it's-
shit.
I lo-
It's like that.
So that's really sad. So most other people have really like, oh my God, I remember when I used to like that. I found a good Charlotte CD under my bed and
Yeah.
went, great, put it on. I'll still love this shit.
Your taste never evolved from 9-year-old Luke.
No.
You're like sandwiches with butter and that's it, and posters of Blink
And
182.
Zupa Dupas in the summer. Poo-poo, that's my life, and I'm proud of it.
But yeah, all the kids do believe it because I looked at his latest video where he was like, "It's so," and they're not even trying that hard to make it real. Like they
they're not
just
trying
they
at
say
all.
that it's real, but they don't try at all. So they got married, and then for their honeymoon,
I think they were supposed to do a honeymoon vlog together,
Yeah.
which was probably the plan that they'd laid out at the start. They probably have a blueprint of how this relationship is
for
going to
sure,
go.
yeah, because they it'll be honeymoon, then it'll be divorce, and then it'll be getting back together. That's how it's going to go, and
Yeah.
that's genius. That's like a whole year's worth of drama. But he went on for their honeymoon. He was like, oh. He just made some bullshit reason. He goes, "Oh, Tanner, I booked $1 million holiday for honeymoon, but
There was a
Tanner
30-second bit at the start where he's like, oh, she's got a family emergency. Oh,
family emergency and she wasn't feeling well, so I turned it into a boys' trip. You can't turn a honeymoon into inviting 30 other people, and
Yeah.
then it's just him partying on a boat with his brother and like
There's like
15
heaps of other
chicks in
girls
bikinis,
there. There's like
and
at
he's
a-
touching them on camera.
yeah, they're at a Steve Aoki concert. Was weirdly wearing white. He was wearing white underwear in the ocean, which everyone knows if you wear anything
Yeah,
white
silly.
with water, it's see-through.
Yeah.
So pretty sure he was just
He should have been wearing knobbies.
yeah. Nobby.com.au, Jake. All right, only $20 a month, dude. Experience the
afford
power
it.
in your pants.
And then, but all of what was interesting was I watched that and I was like, oh yeah, clearly, obviously fake. But then I looked down in the comments and all of these people were like, I can't believe you didn't go and comfort Tanner during her family emergency.
Fascinating.
Oh my God, why are you hanging out with all of these girls when you're married? How could you do this to her?
Yeah.
She must be heartbroken.
I'll read some of the comments.
That's so funny.
The situation is... Oh, yeah, go.
So they did say on a podcast or something that they're in an open relationship, so it doesn't matter if they sleep with other people.
That is so
So
funny.
they're an open marriage?
Yeah.
That isn't.
I don't know if it was for the relationship before they
Yeah.
got married, but I'm
That's
sure
funny.
it counts.
That's so funny.
Like, this is from, like, clearly someone who, like, you know, has... You know,
Oh, you've got
is
him
in
up?
primary school.
Yeah.
In all capitals, a real husband would be with his wife when her family is sick. Well, yeah, she's correct. He's not, though, her real husband, so he can go and party
Exactly.
with Steve Aoki in Ibiza.
Also, I love that he's gone when the whole family is sick. Like the whole family. Does Tanner's family have the plague or something?
Yeah, this situation is wrong in every kind of way. In Tanner's place, I would have been furious. It's like, no,
It's just fake in every kind of way.
she's not mad because she's like, well, thanks for the cash.
Amazing.
Now, go.
That's why I like following this stuff. Is like from an outsider, just seeing how many people are going to believe this time, and every time it's like 80%.
80% of people believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got to the point now where I don't know what to believe. Here's one I didn't know whether it was real or not.
Yeah.
Logan's injury, his hamstring.
Oh, that's real.
It's real.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure. Look at it. Like I don't think you could.
A lot of people were saying makeup,
Do you follow him on Instagram?
Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? Go to
and he's partying a lot. He's jumping around like he's...
maybe go to Jake's vlog and he'll be wearing shorts. See if it's still there.
Yeah,
Because it'd be wash off if
Yeah.
it was makeup. I think that's real.
I don't know. I spoke to like a few people about it who, I don't know, it got brought up the other day with someone who like, studies some kind of medical thing, and they
Yeah.
reckon that things don't bruise like that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
Nah, I've seen bruises.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we're talking about Jake and Logan Paul.
hey, end of the day, who gives a fuck?
I have a silly story about Logan Paul.
Yeah.
That isn't.
Was
Alright,
it-
I won't justify myself.
He's like, so I was in a forest.
So at the start of the year, my girlfriend and I went away for a couple of days
to Japan.
to just away, and I set an alarm. I downloaded a Logan Paul song and set it as my alarm just to piss her off every morning. Haven't changed it, so every single morning I wake up, I'll play it. I wake up to this.
You wake up to a Logan Paul song.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd make me get out of bed.
Yeah, just to turn it off.
Yeah.
Hey Jake, I made one phone call. I got the same house as you.
Dude, how can you start your day like that? I'd want to go back to bed. I'd be like,
hate
not
it.
today.
I hate it, but I just haven't changed it.
Dude, one time when I first met you, your phone rang and it was
Was
that
that.
song, and it wasn't ironic.
No, it was.
Oh, really? Because one day
he was
you
so
received a call around us.
Because it doesn't-
Your phone rang and it was just, hey, Jake, I received a phone call. I was like, is that Logan Paul? And you scrambled to get your phone.
Because I didn't want to have to explain
I've
it.
never seen a man answer his phone that fast in my life.
Yeah.
Like someone could be by the phone waiting to hear whether or not their wife has survived like a plane going down, and even they would answer it slower than you.
You were traumatized that it went off. And you were like, what about if they judge me? Oh, we did.
all it took was, hey Jake. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Was that a grown man with Logan Paul as his ringtone?
Yeah. Well,
Who even has a custom ringtone anymore? That was like
Everyone
so
has the same
downloaded
one
it
now.
2000. Everyone's like,
I downloaded it just to annoy her and just didn't ever change it.
remember when it was a thing when like Flow Rider's new song came out and you're watching video hits on a Saturday and then
Yeah.
it just said like, for 30 cents you text this number and you get it as your ringtone?
People would
Did
do
you ever
it.
do that?
Yeah,
How
I
did that work?
Yeah, I think it was just
Did it send
just
it to you?
circumvented people understanding that you could just download it. Like I think no one knew that how to actually just download it for free, so everyone just paid for it. I remember that my dad, his phone, he's a builder, so he had a shitty Nokia that was like tough as hell, but the only feature it has was that you could record with the awful microphone and then set it as a ringtone. So
Right.
me and my brother would, like, when he was in the bathroom or having a shower, we would run out, grab his phone, no passcode, and we would just record, like, "Ah, your phone's ringing!" Ah, and, like, scream and say, "Answer the phone!" And then we would set that as his ringtone, not tell him.
Good.
And then it would go off in a Bunnings or something. It would just be incredibly embarrassing. He'd come home all shitty. He goes, "Who changed my fucking ringtone? It went off in Bunnings when I was trying to buy something from the guy. It just said, answer your fucking phone."
My dad used to have the most frustrating ringtone on his phone, and he didn't change it for about a year.
Yeah.
So it was a song. I don't know if you're familiar with the song, but it's a song called "Gimme Shelter" by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's frustrating is the song starts off so quietly for the first 30 seconds of the song. You almost can't hear the guitar as it
Stupid
fades up.
ringtone.
But the phone only rings for about 35 seconds.
Yeah.
So by the time he'd hear it, he would miss calls every time because he wouldn't hear it. He'd be in his pocket and he'd be like, is that my phone? And he'd be like, nah. And then the phone would be ringing and he'd be like, is that?
That's
Nah.
so funny.
And then eventually, as the drums would come in, he'd be like, oh, my phone's ringing. Oh, missed it. Change it.
That's funny.
I think that's the end of the podcast.
I think that is the end of the podcast, guys. Thank you very much for listening. We're going to be back in on Tuesday. Make sure you get your Nobby's underwear and email us at lukeandlewis5.com.
Not if you're Chicken Imp. You're banned.
Everyone except for Chicken Imp. Email us at lukeandlewis5.com. Seriously, let us know how you think we should promote Nobbies because
Yeah.
we got him for 3 months. It's
Oh,
all
actually,
locked in.
You know what, Chicken Imp? Tell us your idea. I want to hear it.
We say we wanted to use the shittest one. I already know whose idea we're going to use.
Yeah.
It's going to be Chicken Imps.
No, okay, so Mr. Imp, all right, send in your best idea.
Do you really think he's still listening after I spent 10 minutes telling him to fuck off?
Well, he's probably, I don't know, he's probably on his iPad just typing away 20 emails since then.
He was complaining the whole time. So yeah, that's the end of the show, guys. Thank you very much for listening. That was Luke and Lewis. We'll see you on Tuesday. Check out the Highlights channel. Check us out on
We're just
Instagram.
pulling into the station. What a trip that was.
Remember Founders Merch? You missed out on it. Too late.
Plug stuff that's not on sale.
I'm just letting them know that you got to get your nobbies now. You got to follow us now because we might delete our Instagram. Who knows? All right. We'll see you guys Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Shaking my hand.
No, I'm just trying